We're now recording.
Are we?
We are recording. So, welcome everybody to this edition of Cruise with My Father. So, Granddad George is having a time out whilst he recovers, and we've got our newest member of the channel. And what's your name?
My name's Maria.
Maria. Now, you may have seen Maria before on some of the special editions, but this is going to be her first big proper cruise, and we're going aboard the MSC Virtuosa. So, we just wanted to take some time out to introduce ourselves and also give you bits of tips and tricks about getting on board the MSC Virtuosa cruise ship. So, I've been on the MSC Virtuosa before. Maria, you looking forward to it?
Yeah, very much so.
Yeah, it's going to be really, really good. What I wanted to do was take a little bit of time out, like I say, introduce yourselves and give you a bit of tips or tricks what to expect when you get to terminal, before the terminal, and once you're on board. So we're just going to roughly cover like the first day, what you can expect, what's going to happen on the first day, fingers crossed. So with the MSC, you're best to do, first of all, this is the first thing advice I'll give you. Book the drinks package when you make your booking. You'll find the price so much affordable when you make the booking. I think it's about £35 per person per day when you book it. This jumps up to, I think, close to £90 per person per day once on board. Now, as daft as that sounds, £90 is actually still pretty good value, believe it or not. So the 35 is a bargain. Now, you may be thinking, I don't drink alcohol, I don't drink much, or whatever. The drinks are really expensive on board. The idea of the MSC selling method is get everybody in and then upsell. So even if you have like a coffee or hot chocolate in the morning, a juice, a mocktail, you've got to have about 4 or 5 drinks and you're basically making even on your package. So I would highly recommend, if you want the drinks package, you're on the fence, book it whilst you're booking the thing, you'll get the best price. So that's the first tip. So second tip is to make sure you've got everything filled in online on the app. Now, MSC never used to have an app, but now they've got an app and you can do everything on the app beforehand. Once you've completed all the pictures, passports, all that kind of stuff, it will then give you an option to send over your travel tickets, and there's just a little button on the app and you press that and they'll email them over. It used to be really complicated for some reason. That's how MSC did it, but the app does make it a lot more simple. So once you've got those two things in place, on your app you'll have a little QR code and will say the words fast track. You know what that means?
No.
That means nothing, really. What it means is you've just filled in all the information beforehand. So you are, in essence, in a fast track, but please do not get there thinking it's like Manchester Airport where you're going to be fast track on, because if you watched it in my previous Virtuosa videos, it's not the fastest on the boarding experience. But if just get yourself ready, get the app done, at least you're armed and dangerous. So now we're ready for boarding day. So on boarding day, we're actually travelling down the night before, Southampton, and then we're going to go to the ship. Now our check-in time's 3 o'clock. So they do obviously recommend you stick to your check-in times. So we'll be getting there, I won't lie to you, we're probably going to get there about 2:30, maybe 2 o'clock, so we can try and get on board at 3. If you've watched any previous videos, it's been really, really busy. So that's a key thing you're going to have to take from the ship. The idea is they get people on board, it's a really good price, everybody has a wonderful time. But so you need to be prepared. That's the only thing I'll say about this ship is be prepared. So where have we got up to so far? We've got to the cruise terminal now. If I say some bits and come over like being negative, that's fine. I'm not being negative, I'm just being how it was last time. So if you get there and you expect the worst and you don't get the worst, then you're going to be a lot happier. Right, so that's the advice I would give. So you've got there's a massive queue, right? Hopefully there won't be a massive queue, fingers crossed. Normally there's a massive queue, so don't be taken back by seeing this massive queue, because normally there's a massive queue. That's fine, don't worry. So you get to the cruise terminal, and as you come it's like a snaky thing, you're going to drop off your luggage. Now you will get your luggage tags from the email, which gets sent through once you've completed all the steps on your app. If you don't complete all the steps in the app, you won't get your luggage tag. But don't worry again, because as long as you know your cabin number, you can advise them once there, and they'll write it on something. I don't know, I've never done it, but I've been told they'll write it on something, then they'll deliver the baggage to your room. I would highly suggest try and get it done as much as you can. So once you drop off your bags, you've got the ticket, everything's correct, and away you go. So now you've gone through this big snaky line, which you think's never going to end, but don't worry, because it does end eventually. So then you go through another bit, which is a bit like security check. So they'll scan your bags and that kind of stuff. You can actually bring drinks on and that kind of stuff at this point. There's no stopping you. I presume you can't take alcohol. Actually, the MSC ship says you can't take soft drinks or hard drinks or alcohol, but you can actually take them through this first part because there is a waiting room to come next. So we've been through the airport security. You go up 2 escalators and then you get to check in. So this is where your fast track come in. There's 2 lines. One's fast track where you've put the information in beforehand, and the other one isn't the fast track where you're going to have to fill the information when you get to the counter. This is where they'll scan your passports, etc., take credit card details, etc. Then they gave us the last time a little tag, and it had like a number, and that was our number when they were going to load us onto the ship or ask us to board the ship. So there was a bit of a waiting time on the first Virtuosa. I believe it was a bit of a day where it wasn't particularly well planned. So if you want to watch that video, it is in the previous videos. Like I say, I'd rather you go there expecting the worst, and then you'll have a fantastic time if it's any better. Because once you get on board, it's absolutely stunning. So we nearly are on board. So we've done all the processing. We've got a little number, and they're going to call you out. They call you out. You queue up again. You show. I think they give you a ticket. I can't remember. But they'll give you something to correspond to which is your boarding thing. And then you go up the gangway, and good news, we are now on board. So, once on board, oh, by the way, well, I can't remember how to do it now. They must give you a thing that you scan. I can't remember, because you don't get your cruise card until you get to your cabin. Maybe I should have wrote some notes down before we made these videos. Top tip, ignore my tips. There you go, there's my top tip. They do give you a boarding card, that's correct. And I think on the boarding card, it's either the piece of paper they're giving you with the QR code, which may be that actually, and then you go up the gangway and you scan that, and that's your on board. So to get your actual cruise cards, you do need to go to your cabin. So once you find your cabin, depending on the time you board, it may be ready, it may not be ready. Don't worry too much about this. You can go and drop off your luggage. Bear in mind, that's like your hand luggage. Bear in mind, if you want to go swimming or anything like that, you will need to carry that. If you want medication, anything else, phone charger, etc., you want to carry this in your hand luggage. So where we're up to now, we've got to the bedroom, where we dropped off our cases, and now we're armed and dangerous with our cruise cards. So what you can do with the MSC ship, which is unlike other ships, is you can actually deposit money instead of adding a credit or debit card. If I had to pick, I'd always pick a credit card because you've got protection as opposed to have to mess around with money. Money becomes really complicated. Debit cards are a bit safer than, well, better than money. But once again, you have this problem where it's just easier with a credit card. So if you've got a credit card, I'd highly suggest that. If you haven't got either and you want to deposit money, there's little machines on board, and basically you have to load money onto your account. I think it's £250 per room cabin. I could be wrong, and if I'm wrong, I want you to write in the comments below. I can't remember how much the amount is, but I think it's £250. You do get this back if you don't spend it, so don't worry too much about it. But you need to bear this in mind when coming back off the ship. You will have to get your money back from the machine, and it gives it back out in, I give it in euros or pounds, I don't know. So where have we got so far? We've been to the cabin, we've dropped off the case, we've got our cruise cards, and yes, we're on board. So what you may notice is the MSC Virtuosa is a very busy ship, very, very busy. The market or the branding they use, or what do you want to say, the sales tactic is pack them in and then upsell, upsell, upsell. So one of the problems I've found with the Virtuosa, there isn't that many free dining venues. So everybody seems to go to the buffet for lunch and not so much dinner, because you have the main dining rooms for dinner. But when you get to the buffet, it's going to be quite busy. It does quiet down at certain times. So once again, what I'm going to suggest is for the whole ship, it's about planning. So if you want to go and see a show, and there's some good shows, and we're going to see, we're going on the 24th of September. I don't know if I mentioned that. We've got an Elvis guy, I've seen him before, he's really good. A Lee Evans tribute, he's really good. An ABBA, Darren Day, some other shows going on board. So you can book these shows via the onboard screens. You can do it, I don't think you can do it via the app. You might be able to do it via the app. The screens are the easiest part. You literally go to the screen, tap your card, and then you can put in information and you get your tickets booked. So I suggested doing that for the first day for the whole cruise, and that's all your shows booked. You are still not guaranteed a seat per se, so you still need to arrive at a decent time, and that's the key thing about the MSC Virtuoso. People complain all the time saying it's really, really busy, and it is. So all you have to do is preempt where you're going to go, and then obviously get it booked in, and away you go. So say what, go to like see a singer at the bar, and it starts at 9. You want to get there about 8:30, right? This is how you get around. Do not turn up at 9. The place will be rammed. Whether it's the quiz, bingo, anything that's going on, do not get there at just prior to start time, because it will be packed. That's just fact. That's how it works. So the best way to get around the MSC Virtuoso, and probably we've done the Arabia and the Mergavelia. Once again, they're all the same kind of shit. Just plan ahead what you want to do. Get in there. Use the cruise schedule, which you'll get in your bedroom, and away you go. Now, probably barbled on for quite a few minutes there, but this is just like an insight to what's going to happen on your first day. And Maria's first time on a big cruise ship. So she's been on cruise ferries and mini cruises, but this is the first time on a really big cruise ship. So what are you looking forward to?
I'm not sure.
She's not sure.
All of it, really.
Yeah, so
Seeing how it goes, yeah.
What I want for Maria is to walk on board like I did the first time and just be mesmerised at this absolutely floating palace. The MSC ship is gorgeous, absolutely gorgeous, stunning in fact. Some of it doesn't make sense. That's what's quite quirky about it, because it's Italian. So when we go to the indoor pool, there's not enough seats. Is there enough room? Yeah, but for some reason there's not enough seats. And there's like these massive art sculpture things, but they make it lovely. And the same with the lifts. The lifts don't work normal. You have to tell the floor you want, and then it tells you which lift to get in. So it's not like a normal lift. You can't just like run up, jump in, because there's no buttons inside. So you're just going to go wherever it takes you. But by the lifts, there's seating. There's normally a statue. It's all gorgeous, absolutely gorgeous. You'll have a wonderful time. So the idea of our channel is, it's basically to give you tips and tricks, but more importantly, as a community, for you to give us tips and tricks, which we can put in the comments below, or you put in the comments below, then we will share that information with other people. Because we don't know everything. There's little bits and bobs. That's why people like watching the videos. It's always on that last day you find the perfect bar, or the towel station, or something that's been niggling all week. You're like, I never knew where it was. So, an example, not a very good example, but we wanted to play a game of Uno the last time I was on board. We couldn't find the place. Then eventually on the last day, we found the place. You can get board games and that kind of stuff, Monopoly, all sorts of stuff, from the sports centre, where the sports bar is. For some reason, it wasn't there the first day, and we kept on following it around. We never found it, but that's where it's based, at the sports bar. So if you want Uno, Snap, is that a game?
Yeah.
Monopoly, Clear, all that kind of stuff. If you're taking a family or just want to kill some time whilst you're at sea, you will find those there. Anyway, I've blabbered on for enough time. We're really looking forward to getting on board, and we're looking forward to meeting all you guys. So if you're on the same cruises, please come over and say hello. If you've got any tips or tricks, please write them in the comments below. And then that's us really. So to the next time, will be the first day of our vlog. So from myself, Johnny, and
me, Maria.
Maria, we'll see you next time. See you later. Bye.